Airship Logistics Solutions aims to revolutionize the e-commerce logistics by empowering couriers and fleet owners manage their end-to-end processes through their branded booking site, back office, and riders app. Rachelle Uy is a co-founder and CEO at Airship Logistics. So, hello Rachel. Welcome to
Hello.
Startup Podcast. We're very happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Hello.
So, let's talk about Airship Logistics, what you do, and ano ba yung industry na you're tapping into. So, let's start with ano ang Airship Logistics?
Alright, so common misconception is they think Airship Logistics kasi logistics. We are a courier. We're not a courier. We provide the software for managing delivery transportation businesses. So specifically right now, our target are courier companies and e-commerce companies who fulfill their own packages.
Yeah, so in my understanding, Airship is empowering and offering a solution for courier companies. So first of all, ano ba yung problems nitong mga courier companies na to that you are trying to solve?
Okay, so we found this problem organically throughout the year. So we started e-commerce, doing e-commerce around 2012, 2011, back when wala pang Shopee and Lazada. So before, if you're an e-commerce seller, wala ring Facebook Marketplace. Naalala mo yung Sulit or OLX na ngayon? Yun. Tipid PC tsaka Sulit.
Yeah,
Multiply.
Yeah.
So,
Multiply.
Yeah. Yun. So, I used to sell there, me and my business partner.
Ng ano? And, sorry, if I may ask, ng what kind of items?
Novelty items.
Okay.
Kung ano-ano eh. So, trial and error din yung e-commerce eh. Ayun. So, ano ba? Electronics, meron ding electronics, toys, yung mga kakaibang novelty items, mga toys. Magnet buckyballs. Yan. Wala akong sample dito.
And then you found out about the problem while you're doing it.
Yes. So yung first, so obviously LBC is very expensive. At that time, parang unthinkable for buyers to pay 100 plus pesos for shipping, di ba? Ngayon medyo nasasanay na tayo. Pero back then, kahit 50 pesos shipping ayaw mo bayaran eh. So we had to look for a courier that's cheaper than LBC but also reliable. So we found Send, but that didn't last long. So over the course of 7 years of doing e-commerce before Airship, we had to change couriers every year because hindi nila ma-perfect yung COD part. So, yung COD, hindi nila ma-remit sa amin. I think that's very common talaga, cash management problem siya. Common cash management problem. And because of that, siguro out of the 5 couriers that we tried, so every year we change. Out of 5, siguro 3 doon na bankrupt or hindi na kami binalikan na the COD, so lost money na yun. And then, ano ba, yung other 2, parang papunta na rin sila sa slow death. Parang gano'n.
Okay.
Yeah. Sa start kasi maganda yung service kasi konti lang kayong clients. And then later on, as the company or as the operation scale, as their clients grow, parang pahirap yung pag-management. And yung margin of error kasi for the courier business is very, very small. You can't, like a one-day mistake can cost you the profits of the whole month. Okay. So it's a very risky business. And so yun. So we saw that as a problem na parang mano-mano rin kasi. So one thing yun, why do they easily die? Well, yun, mabilis mamatay mga couriers, especially if mismanaged. And second is, bakit hindi nila ma-provide yung tracking? As simple as tracking. That's because madali mag-start ng courier, mahirap siya maintain. Para mag-start ng courier, you just need to hire riders. Tapos yun na, parang pwede mo pakiusapan yung rider na parang pag may delivery siya, tsaka mo siya babayaran. Pero walang most courier startups don't have the money to buy or to build their own website, more pa yung what more kung yung buong pa, diba, tracking system pa. Tapos meron pang dashboard. Hindi pa uso mag-dashboard noon eh. Si Send yung nagpasiwo noon eh. Dati parang pag magpapapick up ka, kailangan mo mag-message sa Facebook, tapos tawag-tawagan mo, sana po kayo, na-schedule na ba? So, ang hirap i-manage yung buong thing.
Okay.
So, doon namin nakita yung problem na, and it's a common problem kasi if you ask an e-commerce seller nung like before Shopee and Lazada, JNT, yun yung problem ng logistics, yung mahirap, especially if marami ka nang pinapadala. So, ayun. So, every year, mag-change kami ng courier until one day, yung meron kaming, as usual, laging may bagong courier maggayaya sa'yo eh. Na para padala ka dito, ganun. So, yun, nagtatest ka. Parang, kung first test is dumating ba sila or hindi, ganun. So, marami ring hindi nakakapas doon sa first test na yun. So anyway, we found Zoom, Courier Logistics. They were very new back then. It was 2016. And then we saw that we offered to build their system. Parang ganun. Kasi gustong-gusto ko talaga ma-fix yung problem na yun. Yun. So, ayun. So that was the first, our first experience with like learning the whole logistics process and yung software. And then later on, we got to build parts and pieces of different courier companies. Like when Honesty was also starting, when Entrego was starting, our company, like Airship is actually, before Airship, it was Bot Bros. So yun. So Bot Bros built the systems for them. We saw the whole process, and then since maliit lang logistics industry and mataas yung turnover rate ng mga employees, yung mga naka-work ko rin sa Zoom remembered me because I used to hang out there until 3 a.m. minsan just to check their process and see kung paano siya isosolve UX-wise. So yun. So parang throughout the years after 2016, parang nakakakuha ako minsan ng parang call asking if I can build the system for them. Unfortunately, they can't. They don't have the funds. They don't have as big as funds as Zoom. So, and yung process repetitive. So usually they'd ask for a booking site, yun yung pinakauna, kasi yun yung marketing site nila. Tapos secondary na yung tracking. Pero kahit yung tracking, sobrang inaccurate kasi they needed encoders to upload, so prone to human error, delays, etc. So yun, so we saw that come 2019, 2018 pa lang, we were thinking of building it once na lang. And kasi binibuild naman siya paulit-ulit. Kasi as a dev shop, we had to do that because the company buys the whole code base, diba?
Okay, so
I mean, yeah.
Just to yung picture lang para lang mas magets natin yung logistics industry. So there are e-commerce sellers like yung mga individual like small businesses like merchants like you before you sell. And then yung e-commerce will connect with a courier company kasi courier companies yung nagde-deliver like to customers, to buyers, right? And then si Airship papasok siya for the courier company like to have a management system. So maraming features possibly, right? So let's go dito sa may management system on how you give your contribution dun sa may courier companies. And maybe you can share nga rin about the software that you produce and you code for them. So yeah, can you share ano ba yung features that you can provide these courier companies and how can these solve their problems?
Yeah, so basically when you want to start a courier business, you would need before pwede na yung Facebook Messenger. Getting pickups from there. Pero kasi nag-elevate na yung standards ng industry, ng logistics industry. Like, parang hindi ka na ganun ka-professional if you didn't offer a booking site.
Okay.
Oo. Like, yung parang may tao ka pang kakausapin. Yun. So, So when you start a courier business, you would need a booking site, a tracking system. Yun yung two of the most important things. And then yun. So basically yun yung parang pinaka-core, pero so much more features revolve around that. Like to be able to do an effective booking site, dapat parang kaya niya mag-generate ng waybill, parang gano'n. Kaya na mag-generate ng waybill for the e-commerce seller, kaya niya i-track yung mga packages, parang may dashboard, may statistics, analytics, may pricing, mga ganyan, cash management. Kaya dapat makita ng sellers yung mga COD niya, parang gano'n.
And by the way, gaano ba kagulo yung logistics system ng isang courier company? Like for example, gaano karaming packages in a day? Kasi like magigets mo yung gravity ng problem nila, and that's why you need to provide a management system. Kung magets natin, gaano ba karami? So gaano ba kagulo itong...
So we are actually targeting couriers who have around 20 to 30 riders with packages of 500 to 1,000 per day.
Yeah, of course, mahirap yung gawin manually. So, a dashboard nga. And yung tracking system ba na to, can it also connect, like, I'm not sure, like, the client can also ask kung nasaan na yung package. May ganun din.
Yes, of course. Yun yung tracking system. And we also provide riders app. So, instead of encoding, we completely remove the encoders na eh. Parang every role just needs to click a button and then mag-update na yung package. Parang scan.
Okay.
So, wala nang encoding.
Yeah, so for the courier company, so how, paano nyo na-validate na it really solves their problems? Like, do you have an idea ba on an insight on ano ba talaga yung value na nakukuha nila, like maybe savings or whatever?
Yeah. Malaki actually. So, because of our software, before meron kaming client na parang mano-mano nila ginagawa, it takes them 12 hours to do everything. Ngayon, mas nakaka-uwi na raw sila on time, ganyan. And then, we also have several couriers na parang isa or dalawa lang yung hindi ganun karami yung tao nila. So, yung owner mismo yung gumagawa ng lahat, which is actually not possible if kasi to run a courier business, you need at least mga 9 different roles. So, iba-iba yung ginagawa. Pero if you already have a system, you just need to click around, monitor in one dashboard, and then, yun na, yung riders na lang yung manage. So, we actually reduce the people that you need, the back office people at least, the non-revenue generating people to run the business. So, we have clients na yung mismong founder lang yung gumagalaw ng lahat, tapos nag-hire lang siya ng riders.
Okay, gets. Yeah, so it reduces nga somehow yung labor of management. So aside from the booking site na very important nga, and the dashboard and the tracking system, so meron ba ibang features na possibly you just added? I mean, nalaman nyo later on na can help further these courier companies. So maybe you can share more pa. Yeah.
We're constantly building it. So initially we targeted startup couriers. Like,
meron ba?
Single hub couriers.
Okay.
Like, single hub couriers are starting couriers that doesn't operate with multiple branches like LBC.
Okay.
Yes. So, parang si Send dati, single hub lang yun. So, ayun. So, most couriers start that way. And then, what do couriers need ba? They want to grow. Everyone wants to grow. Everyone wants to increase their revenue. So how do they grow? They need to expand. So yun yung wina-work on namin starting end of last year until hopefully this year matapos na. It's the multi-hub. So it enables any courier to run like LBC. Yeah. So in multiple branches. And apart from that, we also are working on a delivery management system where couriers can pass their deliveries to other couriers. Actually, not just couriers. That's why we're also opening our doors to e-commerce sellers. So e-commerce sellers can can manage all their deliveries in one platform. So pwede sila mag-push to Grab, pwede sila mag-push to Lalamove, to another airship partner, ganun.
Yeah, so in what I see, parang nagfo-focus kayo somehow sa ilang courier companies and you solve their problems. But plano nyo ba like to really capture the whole market? Ano yung lawak na market na you can target with your technology?
Okay. So the logistics industry, malaki yung logistics obviously. Merong trucking, may packages, may freight. Nandun kami sa packages. Under packages, you have two, on-demand and parcel delivery. On-demand yung mga Grab Lalamove. Yun yung point-to-point. The thing with point-to-point is it can be done manually. So, paano? In one day, a rider can deliver 6 to 8 locations, parang gano'n. Pero point-to-point siya, very inefficient. Yung amin, target namin, right now at least, are parcel delivery couriers. Parcel delivery yung nag-process ng thousands of packages per day.
And like, ano ba siya? Parang, marami yung deliver in one, tama ba?
One areas, yes. So they usually have multiple riders and yung riders naka-zone. So yung rider na yun, nakatoka lang siya, kunyari, sa Pasig. So doon lang siya umiikot. Kaya sa isang day, kaya nila mag-deliver 40 to 60 packages versus 10.
Okay, yes, okay. So now, I have a clearer picture now of what Airship Logistics do. So, okay lang mapunta tayo sa medyo a bit personal about you. As a founder. So, maybe can you share a bit of your background? So, why choose this industry? Why choose to make software for courier companies? So, like, can you just share ano ba yung motivation mo really? Aside from just meron kang history being an e-commerce seller. So, bakit ito yung interest mo talaga? Medyo personal sharing maybe.
Okay. I usually just go with the flow eh. So usually business, hindi ako namimilit ng business ideas. Well, we've had a lot of failures before. Like last time we did an event management system, for example, that didn't fly, or we never put it out there. We built it for a year. So until nag-die na lang siya. Meron din kami dati vape company, random thing lang siya. Meron din kami mga online memorial shopping, memorial services.
Pero business-oriented pala talaga. Marami yung ventures.
Yes. Kailangan mo talaga mag-trial and error. So, yun. So, ito yung nag-click. You just need to keep on trying.
What do you think? Why kaya nag-kick itong si Airship Logistics?
Probably because right timing, I think. Right timing in terms of experience, in terms of market readiness. Like e-commerce is booming 2019. E-commerce, syempre to run a good e-commerce ecosystem, you need to have a strong logistics infrastructure.
Yeah, it's true kasi I'm not sure but also with the pandemic and maybe dumadami na nga ngayon yung nasa bahay lang, delivery ganyan. So maybe nga fresh and naghahanap talaga ng ganitong klaseng solutions. In the ecosystem may need for this technology. But before we go dun sa may ecosystem and sa industry, before we go deeper and more futuristic about it, I want to ask you later. Punta muna tayo sa ilang milestones ng Airship Logistics kasi why or how I found out about Airship is through some of the programs like She Loves Tech and Kubo and IdeaSpace. So can you share lang like some of these milestones, like ano ba yung nagiging progress ni Airship recently? Maybe 2021, 2020. So can you share about this lang?
Okay. Well, 2019, around June 2019, we entered Airship just as an idea. So we just started coding around June. When we entered into IdeaSpace, wala pang Airship doon. Pero minadali namin yung MVP para umabot dun sa demo day.
And the MVP was form. Paano siya ginawa?
Kailangan namin i-complete yung happy path nung customer journey, which is through from booking to pick up to receiving at hub to delivery.
But you coded it, so like you coded your own software for that?
Yes, we coded 3 platforms for that na, which is yung pinaka-core booking, site riders app, tsaka back office.
But you won IdeaSpace 2019 as the winner. So
Yes.
that's for that. Even though you rushed it somehow. Yeah. So can you continue your story?
Yeah, it's not about the product kasi. It's about the team and the vision. Yun. So, yeah, it's rarely about the product. Parang, usually when you are investing in a startup, you invest in the team. Yun.
And I think, it's true. It's true yung capability ng team and yung vision and yung, actually, I think yung motivation kasi how you ensure na you fulfill nga yung problem. And speaking of that, so, kamusta na ba ang growth ni Airship Logistics now? Like in terms of clients, maybe packages, like ano ba yung growth pa in terms of this KPIs, these indicators?
Okay. So siguro, i-answer ko na rin kung anong ginawa namin no 2020 and 2021. So, hindi kami nag-generate ng revenue because hindi pa ready yung product until the first part of 2020. But we have like around 5 couriers already testing out the system and parang dide-demo lang. Tinetest lang nila for free. So until we converted them into revenue-paying clients around mid-2020. Pero kahit nun, we weren't satisfied with the stability of the system. So, ayun. So, yun yung finocus namin nung latter 2012, yung buong 2020, yun yung finocus namin. Like, sobrang simpleng functionalities nagkakaroon ng problems. Which is normal kasi it takes 3 years to build the product and 5 years to build the business. So, which I think is true. Kasi 2019 lang kami nag-start. So, meron kami 2020, 2021. This year, siguro mas maging stable na yung mismong product. So, right now, we're still 60 to 70% focused on the product, 30% focused on new clients. So, 2020 was the pandemic. 2021, we just focused on building things out. We had this client, a very big client that wanted to do multiple branches, and then they introduced 10 branches per week. Yun. So most of our efforts went into developing features that supported their multiple branches. Ayun. So maraming parang nahasa yung system features namin during 2021. And then, for this year, we're looking to, it seems like we can't grow without, parang yung first 2 years was for the core features. Yung next one is for the growth of the product. So, and of our clients. So,
yeah, I actually like that approach kasi parang napaka-organic niya kasi you start with the client, you secure it. Kumbaga, lahat ng pangailangan nila ilalagay dun sa may product nyo. And maybe if there are other clients that na mayroong same problems, you just replicate the product. But maybe dun sa ibang company na yun, may added features pa. So that's how you grow into your product. Is that right?
We don't copy it. We are a subscription as a service. So that means we operate like Shopify. So single code based lang siya, the subscription. So we develop once and we sell over and over again.
Okay. So speaking of the Philippine market, I'm not sure if first ba itong Airship Logistics sa ganitong klaseng technology, or how confident are you na masesecure nyo somehow yung Philippine market, yung logistics courier companies in the Philippines?
So, maliit lang talaga ang Philippine industry. We're actually, parang ito lang yung parang sandbox namin. Yung Philippine market.
I see.
Yeah, we want to target outside eventually. Paano masisecure? Since maliit yung market, wala masyadong competitors din. Pero kasi competitors mo for software is global. So, our global competitors is mas madali kausapin local. And actually, complicated mag-purchase ng logistics software kasi parang kailangan mo aralin isa-isa. It takes time. Unlike with a local supplier, madali lang. Parang very unique to the Philippine process yung ginawa namin.
I see. Okay.
Especially, wala tayong zip codes.
Yeah. So very different pa. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm getting the picture, and we already talked about the history. So yeah, marami na palang pinagdaanan si Airship Logistics. So now punta naman tayo sa future. So going onwards, first for Airship Logistics. So what do you see by the future of Airship? So what are your future plans and maybe your vision?
Mm-hmm. Well, our vision is to help. Well, our vision is like spans across the logistics industry. Hindi lang siya sa courier. So parang specifically how packages get moved around more efficiently. So in order to build a successful delivery business, hindi mo siya kaya mag-isa kasi the more you scale the operations of a logistics business, the more expensive it gets. Parang nawawala yung economies of scale.
Dahil sa gulo. Dahil sa chaos.
Yes, kasi parang kunyari, start ka with 10 riders, isang dispatcher, pero pag naging 30 riders, kailangan mo ng 3 dispatcher. Parang ganun. Tapos yung dahil may 3 dispatcher ka na, maglalagay ka pa ng manager sa taas. So it actually gets more expensive. That's the reason why siguro si LB.
Pero yung 3 dispatcher na yun, pwede mong palitan ng software ni Airship, tama?
Yeah. Next time. So we're moving to automation later on pa. Pero right now, we just want to equip we just want to grow the businesses that are using Airship. Automation is surprisingly not that parang nice to have lang.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and speaking of the logistics industry as a whole, so what do you think is the future of the logistics industry? I mean,
future of logistics, future of couriers.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to be medyo high-tech ng onte. I mean, just imagining ano kaya yung future ng...
Well, yung pinaka high-tech na nakita ko is drones na nagde-deliver ng 1 to 2 kilos. Pero pwede lang siya gawin sa... Hindi siya applicable sa Philippines kasi hindi ganun kaayos yung... Well, dalawang things yun. One is yung last mile robots. Nagde-deliver sila. Meron sino yun? Nakalimutan ko yung company. Existing na yun sa ibang bansa eh. Pero hindi talaga siya pwede dito kasi nanakawin yung bot na yun. Yung drones naman, sa provinces siya ginagawa. So, I think meron na rin yun sa China. Especially for blood drives.
Magbabagsak na lang or actually pwede nga for relief efforts, di ba? I mean, ganung klaseng delivery for the island.
Malaking drones, yun.
So, imbis na riders, possibly drones, and then may nag-manage pa rin na software, and automatic na, I mean, anytime this drone, makikita mo kung ano yung de-deliver, asaan, and like maybe gano'n na ba karami na fulfill na order, so ganun ba yung naiisip natin for the future?
Well, gusto natin parang high efficiency.
Yeah.
So, high efficiency, low cost. Yun. I think throughout time magagawa ng paraan yun. High efficiency. Usually, dito sa Philippines, pag umabot na sa provinces, low yung efficiency kasi malaki yung coverage ng isang rider. Tapos, syempre, limited lang hours niya, 8 hours. And then, wala pa siya kasi nga, nakasulat lang doon, barangay, di ba? Tapos magtatanong-tanong siya, sino to? So, ayun. So, may high inefficiency there. And high cost din kasi kailangan dumaan ng package via sea and via air. Archipelago tayo. So, ayun. So, pero, from what I'm seeing, parang nag-i-improve, malaki na yung improvement ng logistics in terms of consumer behavior, like people are willing to pay for shipping na. And second, yung standards nga of logistics, like hindi na acceptable na wala kang tracking number. Before, acceptable pa siya. Yun. So, eventually, people or couriers, those who want to start couriers, they really need to provide the tracking number. That's why we're there, diba? They need to provide, like, JNT LBC, hindi LBC. Hindi siya ganun ka-high-tech. JNT Dinjavan. level kind of software to be able to compete with the big players. Yun. So, unti-unti na nag-improve. And yung cash on delivery, very big din yung impact nun sa delivery. So, eventually, baka, yun, mag-i-improve din yung cash management part.
But for you pala sa Philippines, given the current technology, what do you think is the ideal form of riders or like the ideal form of yung mga last mile na pag-transport? What do you think? Bicycles ba? Motorcycles? Vans? Cars? What do you think now about that?
Motorcycles pa rin kasi depende sa coverage ng rider pero masyadong makapagod yung bike. Nakita mo ba yung mga food panda na nagde-deliver? Parang pagod.
Pero in terms of management, ideal din yan for fixing the kaguluhan nga. Mas madali ba mag-manage ng mga motorcycles na nagkakanya-kanya? What do you think?
Kanya-kanya?
I mean, kasi for example, ang difference, like for example, if you have larger, truck, for example, or van.
Oo. Iba yung trucking. Trucking is usually used for mid-mile. Sa amin, it's first mile and last mile. You use the trucks and the ships to move big volume, and then you use the small riders to do the last mile, yung going to the end user. So, you need both.
Okay, yeah. So, I think that's it. So, I just want to ask this last question para lang mas mabuo natin yung picture. So, gaano nga ba talaga ka-importante na i-solve or mag-contribute to make our logistics ecosystem more efficient, better yung management? So, gaano ba siya ka-importante sa buhay ng tao at sa buong...
Alam mo naman yung answer doon.
Medyo tayo dito? Medyo Miss Universe or medyo philosophical? As our last question naman. Yeah.
Well, sobrang pro e-commerce kasi talaga ako ever since. Like, to the point na gumawa pa kami ng memorial plots online.
Yeah, but I think...
Gumawa ko map dati.
Yeah.
Pwede ka bumili ng memorial plots doon.
Yeah,
pero sobrang early pa nun. But anyway, it's so convenient to buy things online, especially since hindi ko na kailangan explain dahil siya convenient. And eventually, we're all going to go there. Like, if you're not yet buying your tissue papers or furnitures online, I think in the future you will. So, ayun. So, the e-commerce industry, in order for it to thrive, you need to be good at three things. One is yung e-commerce storefront, second is yung logistics, and third is yung payments. Obviously, the e-commerce storefront is already covered by Shopify very well. The payments is already covered by GCash, Maya. BDO also ramping up with their BDO Pay, Union Bank. But yung logistics natin, medyo sablay pa siya. Although, nag-improve na, diba? Shopee Express, dati 5 to 7 days Metro Manila, ngayon 3 to 4, 2 to 3 days. Yun. So obviously, they all play these three pillars play a very important role in the growth of the e-commerce, which is like, wala pa siguro tayo sa 5% or 10% ng buong full-blown scale ng e-commerce growth.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, amazing. So, Airship Logistics is on that side of e-commerce, yung physical, yung logistics, yung transportation. Kumbaga, it's contributing to that aspect of e-commerce. And hopefully nga maging mas convenient, mas efficient, and mas natural yung pagpapadeliver, yung pagbili online. Yeah, so thank you, Rachel. This is an insightful conversation about logistics and about Airship. So thank you, Ren, for sharing your story, kung paano pa nagsimula si Airship. So if listeners just want to know more, or maybe they want to connect with you, with Airship, so how can they find you? How can they get more information about you and about Airship Logistics?
Okay, you can email me at rachel@airship.me, and I think you'll post mo na lang siguro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so sa ating listeners, abangan na lang natin. Pag pinost ko na pala, nandun na pala. So you can just, itatag ko na lang si Rachel and ang Airship Logistics. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, Rachel, for this episode at Startup Podcast. So, thank you.
Thank you for having me.